Angel Reese, she continued her long-standing tradition last night of not selling out home games.
Did you see what just went down with Angel Reese? She finally secured her first WNBA win in a matchup against Paige Bueckers, another rising star who some argue deserves to be the face of the league over Caitlin Clark. With two of the most talked about names in women's basketball sharing the court, you'd expect a packed arena and a wild atmosphere. But reality fell flat. The crowd was sparse. Ticket prices dipped to just $20 and only 41 sold in the hour before tip-off. For all the noise on social media, the actual turnout told a different story. It begs the question, where are the fans? The gap between online hype and real-world support is growing, and it's becoming impossible to ignore.
Paige Bueckers is coming to town. Shout out to Santa Claus. Paige Bueckers is, you guys get it. And in their first matchup, they draw a whopping 9,025 people. Where are you guys at? Where are you guys? Where are the Paige Bueckers supporters? Where are the WNBA supporters? Where are the Reese's Pieces? Where are you guys at?
Meanwhile, ESPN keeps pushing the narrative that Angel Reese is the face of the league based on her social media following. But when it comes to actually filling seats and driving national buzz, it's getting harder to deny that Caitlin Clark is the real force powering the WNBA's.
Ooh. Who has the most TikTok followers? Ooh. Who has the most Twitter followers? Ooh. Who has the most Instagram? Who has the most this? Who has the most that? Who has the most viewership? Who has the most attendance? Who has the biggest impact on the game? We all know the answer to that question.
Let's dive into the game, because what happened on that court is about to blow your mind.
I mean, after all, this is the #1 most followed WNBA player on Instagram, followed by the #3 most followed WNBA player on Instagram. And last night, they were in the Wintrust Center, the Wintrust Arena, which holds a capacity of 10.
Angel Reese's latest performance came with high expectations, especially with a headline matchup against the Dallas Wings that had all the ingredients of a marquee event. It took place at Wintrust Arena, which holds around 10,000 fans. But here's the strange part. It didn't even come close to selling out.
Gonna put on a show. So when you see Angel Reese and Paige Bueckers locking horns for the first time in the WNBA, you would expect a sellout.
Yeah, you heard that right. One of the most hyped games of the season featured Angel Reese, backed by her massive online following playing on her home court. On the other side was Paige Bueckers, another rising star with a huge fan base. Yet somehow, a matchup that should have packed the arena left it looking awkwardly empty.
Yes, this was a traumatic experience, but I was also confused as to why this game was being played at Wintrust Arena. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Paige Bueckers is a big star, right? According to the mainstream media.
Even with a reported attendance of 9,000, people are starting to question if that number was even real. Why? Because throughout the entire broadcast, the cameras never once panned out to show the crowd. Suspicious, right? And let's not forget this wasn't some massive venue. Wynn Arena is actually one of the smallest arenas in the state.
Now, according to the media, these are two of the biggest stars in the dump, but for some reason, this high-profile matchup was not moved to the United Center, which I believe is the largest arena in the NBA. With an event of this magnitude, you would think the WNBA would take advantage and move it to an arena that could accommodate an actual crowd. But for some reason, the diva of Dump Divas, Kat Engelbert, she decided to keep the game at Wintrust Arena.
Now, let's talk about ticket sales because this part's wild.
30 minutes before tip-off last night, I checked StubHub to see how many tickets were available. As I pulled up the game, I was greeted by a nice message. Hey there, Angel Reese fan! I see you're interested in tickets. You better hurry. These tickets are hot, hot, hot. We have sold 41 tickets in the past hour. Get them while you can.
Tickets were going for as low as $20 and still fans weren't exactly racing to buy them. In the final hour before tip-off, only 41 tickets were sold. Yes, just 41 for a game featuring two of the league's most recognizable stars. That's not just surprising, it's straight up embarrassing.
Nearly 1,000 tickets didn't get sold for this game. The #1 most followed WNBA player? Paige Becker is the most hyped WNBA player since last year? Very interesting how that works out.
This situation highlights a clear disconnect from the hype surrounding players like Reese and Buchers. Yes, their followings are huge. Reese leads the WNBA in social media followers and Buchers is close behind. But the harsh reality is that Instagram likes and TikTok views aren't turning into actual fans showing up in the seats. Despite claims of a sellout, the arena looked far from full. And when whispers about the sparse crowd start circulating, it's obvious something doesn't add up.
Reebok, shout out to Reebok, they go all out for your girl. Reebok already, we're going to make this Angel Reese's signature logo. They already have a couple PEs ready to go. They have her clothing line. Reebok's behind your girl. Reebok's pushing your girl out there. But how come it's not translating into attendance?
There's a glaring disconnect between the hype and the reality when it comes to Angel Reese and the WNBA. Reese's social media presence is massive, and the league leans heavily on that, plus her high-profile deals like the Reebok partnership as proof of growth. But if she's really the face of the league, why aren't fans showing up? The arena wasn't full, and the broadcast felt low budget for what was supposed to be a marquee matchup. It completely lacked the energy you'd expect. Just 30 minutes before tip-off, large sections of the arena, shown here in purple, still had tickets available, many for less than $20. This was a game featuring two stars, Reese and Paige Buchers, competing in what should have been a historic WNBA moment, but the turnout was underwhelming. Caitlin Clark, who has often been directly compared to Reese, is noticeably absent. And that absence is hitting hard everywhere. Games without Clark aren't drawing the same TV ratings or ticket sales. While the WNBA touts Reese's popularity, the national spotlight clearly shines brightest on Clark. Recognition on social media doesn't automatically translate to attendance or ratings. Take the Chicago Sky's two home games this year against high-profile teams like the New York Liberty and Dallas Wings. Both games reported the exact same attendance of 9,025. The odds of two back-to-back games having identical attendance numbers. Slim to none. It raises questions about how those figures are being reported, suggesting the league might be inflating numbers to boost Reese's image. Clark's injury isn't just a setback for basketball fans. It's a major problem for the entire league. Ticket sales are down, viewership is slipping, and the spark that Clark brings to games is missing. This isn't just about Angel Reese or Paige Buchers. Empty arenas are becoming a league-wide issue, without Clark's energy driving the buzz. The WNBA has built too much momentum around one player, which is a risky game to play. When Clark is off the court, casual fans, the lifeblood of the league's growth, disappear first. Hardcore fans will stay loyal, but it's those casual viewers who create the big viewership spikes and push the league into the mainstream conversation. To put it bluntly, Clark moves the needle. Her games feel like events, pulling in viewers who might not normally follow the WNBA. For example, when Clark played in the Fever vs. Mystics matchup, the broadcast attracted 581,000 viewers. Without her, the same matchup dropped to 357,000, a massive decline. Clark's presence turns games into must-watch moments. When she was on the floor for the Liberty vs. Fever game, ratings peaked at 24 million viewers, proving she's not just good, she's game-changing for the league. This level of impact, drawing across demographics and bringing people together, is what the WNBA needs. In contrast, games without her, like Sun vs. Lynx or Storm vs. Mercury, only pull in average numbers, respectable for smaller markets, but far from enough to build sustained momentum. But it's not just the players. Production quality is an issue, too. Fans noticed clunky broadcasts with cameras, missing the crowd, and inconsistent coverage on networks like N. Late returns from commercials and local feed reliance make it hard for casual fans to take the league seriously. Star power alone hasn't fixed attendance woes. The real challenge: the WNBA depends too heavily on a handful of stars, especially Clark, to draw attention. When she's sidelined, the whole system feels fragile. Attendance drops, viewership falls, and the excitement around players like Reese fizzles without Clark as a comparison point. The league needs to broaden its engagement strategy, improve marketing, and create reasons for fans to come back regardless of which stars are playing. This isn't a new problem. Just look at the NBA. When Michael Jordan stepped away, fans tuned out when he went to baseball and only returned years later with a rise of new stars. The WNBA faces a similar crossroads. Without better game presentation and a more consistent fan experience, even the biggest names won't be enough. So, what's next? The league can't wait for Clark to heal and hope everything fixes itself. They have to rethink their approach if they want to grow a sustainable fan base beyond just 1 or 2 players. Otherwise, they risk losing the casual fans who are essential for real momentum. After seeing $20 tickets and empty stands, do you believe the WNBA can evolve beyond hype? Let me know your thoughts.